This is it, my friends. This is what it's all about. Automatic experience. I have just been away for a while. I'm probably AFK up there, yep, because I haven't moved about. That's why my name is a grey. And all of my gear has been repaired thanks to this fantastic farm that we got set up in the last episode. All of my doggies are still alive. I'm keeping an eye on their health because once they attack a skeleton, it will attack back. But most of the time they are one-hit kill, right? I think the only thing that's actually going to damage the wolves is probably the Thorns enchantment, which occasionally they're going to have. But there we go. All our doggies are just fine. And yeah, we are good to go this episode. And what is the plan for this one? Well, I need to cut a deal with another hermit in the head games. If you saw the end of the last episode, it looks like we're already behind. So maybe teaming up is the way to go. And the way that I'm going to get heads is by working on the area that you see right here. And I'm about to do a live stream. It's going to be a busy weekend for me. I've got things to do. Live streams have been organised. And so I'll be streaming in between these episodes, kind of showing you what I get up to. And it's the building behind me that I want to start more work on. Get this thing built up. And then we're going to build a farm down here on the inside of it. So if you're not following me over on twitch.tv/Asuma, you know what you got to do? You got to go over there and hit follow. You know, every time I stream, someone always says, hey, I watch your videos, and this is the first time I'm here watching your stream, and I enjoy it. And it's a really cool experience over there. So be sure to come and check it out sometime. So now at the back of this room, we have a shape that looks pretty good, I think. And it's going to go a long ways up, and there'll be design details to discuss later. But right now, my objective is to take this path and make it wrap around this room in a circle so that we can build a farm in the very center of it. And yes, that quartz pillar, I probably could have put that somewhere else, but I'll dismantle a bit here in the middle so that we can get a good view, as I'm going to need more quartz for this walkway, which I was thinking about turning up to the side and making access to the redstone and all of that kind of stuff over here. This pathway design, though, is just a little too chunky for bringing up to this height and turning to the corner. So we're going to keep things at that level, and then I'll probably make some sort of maintenance access path that comes over here and uses some of this smooth stone. As you can see, I've started work on it. You know, you can now walk across here to, you know, interact with the redstone whenever it messes up, like this. That's actually because there isn't more bottles in there, and sometimes the honey bottles get stuck in here as well. And I've got a redstone solution for that we'll probably get round to later in this episode. We're going to be building a special type of bee farm inside the middle of this space, and I have been messing around with how this walkway is going to go around the edges. Does it hug the walls and look ridiculous like this? I don't think so. We're going to go for something really clean and straight across the middles and then slightly curved like demonstrated over here. In fact, now that I look at it, I feel like there should be a block right there. This will be refined a little bit, but then we'll bring along our iron bars and our lanterns and we'll build it up and we'll make it all look awesome. And we'll get rid of some of this quartz because we're going to need it for the pathway. So here it is, a circular way for us to walk around. Gone a little bit too high here, trying to get a good view of it. And I've kind of abandoned all the circularness really, and the corners are just a little bit curved and it's all accurate and looking good. What I'm thinking about next is starting to build the farm that we're going to do in the very middle of this room, and also just down here, maybe closing up this gap, because I had this idea that it might have looked better if we had dropped this down like a staircase down to this level and then having the room sort of tie up with the height here. Don't think that's really going to work. So we're going to put something in there, because as you walk across, you kind of look down into the area below, and I want you to look down into the area below when you get close to our farm. Then you're going to be able to see what's going on down here. And I think I've done that wrong. As we creep up on this, it doesn't feel tall enough, right? I decided to put it down here, and I don't think that's going to work. We need to kind of pop it up. I've also been working on mirroring this, which is mostly finished, over on this side, right? Support beams underneath. Oh, it looks so good. A way to walk up on top and get to the redstone for maintenance. And what I want to do is put something a little different on the inside. On this one over here, we've got bees' nests. On this side, we're going to go with beehives, which of course I can craft. Now I remember this after I spent ages exploring, grabbing loads of bee nests. But that's fine, because we're going to breed bees and fill these things up. Somewhere around here, there it is, look, I've got loads of them. And some of these will have bees inside of them. And so what we're going to do is temporarily deploy them in this side, get some bees out and attach them to these fence posts with leads. They're going to be confined in this area. So when I come into here, we're going to have bees that are attached to leads, and we're going to be able to breed them, right? Using some flowers. Now, once they're bred and we've got baby bees, they're going to try and get over to this side where we're going to have some flowers. They're going to be attracted to the flowers because they're going to want to pollinate. And the way that we're going to separate them is simply with slabs. The bees should be able to fit through this gap, nice and easy. And I've positioned this way around deliberately. That being said, might be erroneously, because we actually have like a lip. I was trying to avoid a lip at the top that they could get caught on. And anyway, they'll come into this side, they'll pollinate, and then I'm hoping they'll stay in this area. I guess there is a chance they might try and head back to the adults, we'll see. And then we'll have hives in here, and we'll make it so that they can only enter these hives, and we'll do that with trapdoors on the front like this. So the trapdoors are going to stay there, and then I'm going to come in the area and basically remove these when I want to put them somewhere else. So a regular old birch door for me to zip through for now. I might be able to do something with redstone later on, but I think we're actually pretty limited in our choices. Thing is though, the bees ain't going to be able to escape if they're on leads. And the other thing is that they're not really going to be able to go into the other area if they're on leads. I think the idea with the slabs is that they don't actually need to be on leads in the first place. But we've got our first little bit of activity going on here. Excuse me, sir, you're going to be leashed up like this. So now we have 4 of them, and you can see where they want to go. They want to get over to the other side. So we're going to breed one of them like this. Or 2 of them, technically, right? Takes 2 to tango. And there goes the little bee. There's no lip at the top. You can go through, dude. Make up your mind, man. You can't make up your mind. The flowers are right there. Maybe they need to be closer. Okay, there you go, champ. There you go. Go on. That's the way. Amazing. All right. So now it's going to pollinate and possibly come back into this room. We'll see. So my friends, it's been a success, but this idea needs some refinement. The slabs through the middle is fantastic, but over here, we're keeping these bees loaded 24/7. I think we need some sort of redstone contraption that moves them in and out of the nests, and then when they're out, they'll stay in this area. And what we can actually do is just breed them through the gaps over here. We don't even need to go into the other room. So I can just hold the flowers, they look at me, and then we can start breeding them. The baby ones will be attracted to the flowers here and come through. And I've watched what they do. They go straight into these hives, which I think could maybe be better positioned in this area for us to manage them. So by the way, the baby ones can pollinate, and that's literally what that one just did. And then it popped into one of these hives. The only thing is, I don't know, which hives are full. But once they're all full, then we'll have one of them just roaming around here on its own. So that's how we'll know when they're all full. So it became clear that a total redesign was in order, and what I've come up with here is fantastic. I've been using it, and it is simply wonderful. Let's start off with the breeding chamber over here. You can see there are sticky pistons. They're controlled by redstone. In fact, both rows are hooked up to that lever over there. So when I hit the lever, these swap around, and currently it's set up so that bees can enter in at the back, but then they've got no way out. When I hit the lever, the back goes up, the ones at the front come down, and then the bees are able to get out, but they can't get back in again. So we can control when they come out and when they go in, and of course we breed them. Now let's see that in action and whack this lever. They all pop out, which is just wonderful. You've already seen the next bit, but over here we've got a bunch of hives right behind us, and again, all the bees can do is go into the hives. They can't come out. So when we end up with a bee roaming around in here on its own, we know it's time to replace these because they're all going to be full, and then we'll have some more beehives on hand. So the next bit for me is just to come over here and breed them like this. It's so simple, and maybe there's a way that what's going on back there could be compacted and I could keep the bees closer to where these slabs are. If I were to turn this into a proper farm, that's definitely what I'd do. But since this is just on Hermitcraft, I don't mind it being a little bit inefficient. Oh, look at that. The baby bees. They're so cute. And look, they're coming through and they're doing their thing with the pollen now. Oh, and then they're going to jump into the hives. This is so amazing. This has worked out really, really well. Now as time goes by, I'm going to be breeding up my bees more and more and slowly filling up these hives. We can move them into the farms off in the distance, and then I have some other ideas for what we can do with them after that. But for now, my friends, I think we need to move on to something a little different. But maybe, just maybe, only for a moment, because I really want to get back in there. I've got some amazing stuff going on, which I'm going to show you in a bit. Let's do a recap of my live stream adventures that have been going on. This tree has dramatically improved as I've sort of rebuilt it and put bark blocks underneath. And you'll notice there are now leaf blocks on the side of it. That's because I realized mobs are actually going to spawn on the leaves that we... leaves? They're going to spawn on the wood here that we changed. So the trees are naturally straight, but once we start to add them, we actually create spaces. And you can see they've now been filled in with leaves. So as we expand pathways, that's something I got to remember to do. And yeah, it's really tedious. I'm literally going around and covering every spawnable space in leaves, and I've just been reminded of something. This happens every now and then. You hit record with OBS, and for some reason it doesn't start recording for about 5 seconds, which is why this is cut off. Yes, or should we say fern boxes now. That's what I want out the front here. Settled my mind on it. What you'll probably notice is the sea lanterns maybe need a more subtle light source there, because it's kind of obvious, but that'll stop anything from spawning on these corners. Anyways, we had a very productive live stream, and we decorated this room over here. Very simple, light sources at the back. That's the room for the wolves, but I think I'd rather have them just sitting around the outside here. As we get more of them, there are 2 doorways. They both lead to the same space. The idea was that one might go down here below so you can look at the skeletons coming through, and then the other one just leads out here to the back area, which is actually what they both do. Now while we're over here and during the stream, we got, what was it, some of our good enchantments from the End City, and now I have Depth Strider on my boots. I've got Respiration on my helmet, which has been helping me do some work in the water, and finally we have Silk Touch on our shovel, which means I can collect all of the gravel. And we will be needing it for sorting out our squid farm. Some work has been undertaken so far, and you can see here it's just going to be so tedious to fill it all in manually, right? We need to take a trip to an ocean monument. I think I'll actually do that in the next episode, because I've got some pressing things we need to do. But if you're wondering what's up with all this crazy dirt over here, this is actually the edge of the biome. So when I press F3, there is Biome Minecraft Jungle, sort of middle of the screen down a little bit, and what I've been doing is going around and figuring out where the river is and where the jungle is. So even though that's generated a river there, that's actually part of the jungle biome, and this is very tedious, and then what we end up doing is removing all of this here and turning it into a squid farm, but that is something for another day. And I actually wanted to leave all of this stuff right here. And that is because of the chest monsters. So many of them, right? All of these have been untangled from my ender chest purely to build a path through the Minecraft jungle. There are so many blocks in this game that in order to organize them all out of your inventory, you just end up with nonsense like this all of the time. I really want to see the inventory update for Minecraft. But anyway, as you can see, we're bringing the path down these steps here and preparing to charge through this forest. There is that portal over in the distance that will one day become a tower, and this path is going to go over to the side of it and lead us into our villager trading area. And we're actually experimenting with a bit of diagonal path, but I haven't really built it. I've just put down the guidelines. And so it goes, and it goes, and it goes, and there's vines everywhere, and the vines are slowing me down, there's trees in the way. But eventually it comes out to this space, and remember the plan is to connect everything together with paths. I miss the replay mod so much. This would have made for a wonderful time lapse. I've gone through here, doing all the custom trees, laying out the path. Although I didn't actually finish putting in the path because I ran out of quartz blocks. But as you can see, preparations have been made for this path. Oh, it's such a gorgeous design, and I'm loving everything about our base so far. But right now, we need to spend some time in this old place, our central shopping district, and things are changing quickly around here, right? Incredible new shops are popping up. We're going to be checking them out. We're possibly going to be expanding our stock over here in our shop and seeing if we've made any sales as well. But there is something down here that I need to do that I forgot to do in the last episode, and that is sign up for Tag 2 Electric Boogaloo. So if you don't know about Tag, if you didn't see it last season, then pause the video and read the signs. So it cost a diamond block to play, and I've Put my name here in the chest, and these are the other hermits that are participating in the game. And just a moment ago, Green was online, but then he logged out, so no shenanigans for us today. And over here, this shop has so caught my attention. It was made by Good Times with Scar, and that is his cat Jelly hanging out among the chest monsters. Look at all those different coloured shulker boxes in there. Anyway, I have my shulker box situation sorted out, but I just wanted to show off what an amazing build this is. And how crazy is this? Like, how many shulker boxes do you need, Scar? I have to come over here and do something, okay? Oh my goodness me. I thought it would have been like hollow, you know? It's literally full of these blocks. That is truly insane. Last time I was here, Mumbo's shop didn't actually have an entrance. And this is rather ominous right here. This is a beautiful concept. I love it. Very much in the spirit of Hermitcraft. It's called the Pass It On store. The idea being that you can just come in here, take something out of the chest, and then put something of equal value in for another hermit to enjoy. That is pass it on. That's a phrase that you might have heard. When someone does something kind for you, like a stranger, then you have the incentive to pass it on and do something kind for someone else. In fact, in general, always look out for the opportunity to do something nice for someone, I say. And looking into this barrel, you can see a lot of really cool stuff going on right here. And I know what's most valuable to me is probably these sea lanterns. And because there are already farms for them on the server, I think we'll do that. This was actually for stocking up my own shop, but I'm going to chuck them in there. I'll put those sea lanterns to good use, and hopefully someone else will make use of the honey blocks. So you're going to see things popping up left, right and centre. This is a Totem of Undying shop made by Impulse, already doing raid farming. Over here we've got False selling goodies from the end. Next to Looky at my bookie, we've got a wonderful looking ice shop made by Efo. And I believe I'm being stalked right now, which concerns me because I see a bow, I saw a sword, and there is a wizard throwing fruit at me. But yes, the head games is on, and I don't know if Scar's playing, but he might be after my head, so I better head out of here. I'm behind you, Scar. Oh, he's pufferfished me! And ironically, that is the same pufferfish that I gave Zelaf earlier in the live stream day. That's been passed between all the hermits, and it's come back round to haunt me. Looks like we have a Guardian store right here. We've got logs for sale, rockets as well. And here I am being Mr. Self-Sufficient, not really using any of the shops. I feel sad, I feel like I'm missing out. But it's the way that I wanted to play this season. And what we need to do is come over here, check out our own store, and expand its stock a little bit. As you can see, we've made some sales. So I have brought with me the means to restock. We're going to start selling some honey bottles. And do you want to know something really funny? I forgot that this was a food source. I have been skimping on all sorts of food that I can find here and there. And yet I've actually been farming the stuff the entire time. Yeah, look, that eating animation is missing when you do the honey bottle. It's just that, which is wrong. But when you're in this view, it's different. Anyway, we can sell food here. I haven't sold any bees nests, any beehives. We've already collected our diamonds for that. Hey, look at that. Diamonds from the honey blocks. So we got some more here to restock. And yeah, we're going to expand our stock with some honey bottles and some beehives that are actually full up. So check this out. I was doing loads and loads of bee farming earlier, and all the ones you see on your screen right now were actually full up. And we're going to put them to use later on in this episode. So remember this book? It said that prices were going to lower in the future, but now it says beehive with freebies and honey bottles. So going up into here, this has been dropped to 5 diamonds each. That one stayed the same. Over here it says these hives have 3 bees in each. On the end of that would have been nice. 10 diamonds. I think that's a really reasonable price for all the hard work I've put in. That stayed the same. Over here, 1 diamond for 2 stacks. And we've made these cheaper. It used to be 1 for 8, and this used to be 1 for 16. So now we are very much incentivized to get our farms here really up and running. And I've been using all of my honeycomb blocks and all of my honey. It's all gone. And it's gone down there. I loved this idea. It's so crazy the bottom area between the gaps here, just full of honey. Chock-a-block with it. There's also like sea lanterns hidden, so it'll illuminate in patches at night. As you can see over here, I kind of ran out of blocks though. So earlier in this episode, I was stocking up all of these, right? I showed you that. I'll come back and get that lever later. 16 of them, all with freebies. They're going to end up on this side. And over here, what we're going to do is like have shearing operation to get the honeycomb. And that side will be bottles. And if I'm to get anything at all done over here, I'm going to need to put down some redstone. And that is so that we can have these trapdoors down at this level, which I believe makes it entirely safe for me to hop over here. Yes, and place them down without hopping up. So we're about to fill up this entire side. So look at that, a full set of hives, and I've even done our final nests. We've got a full set on this side over here. And now it's time to set them all off. Here we go. Oh, they're so adorable. There's so many of them. Of course, they're all just baby bees at the moment, but still. So cute. Why is that so satisfying? It's crazy. And last, but certainly not least, these friends over here. Oh, that is fantastic. And so we got lots of bottles on that side, and over on this side it's all shears. So that's the way it works. One side does honeycomb, the other does the bottles. Also, this lot haven't gone back in for quite a while. I need to remove all the bushes there and see if that makes a difference. Seems like maybe they just need nighttime before they actually go back in. It would be nice if we had a way to force that, but it's now just a waiting game, I guess. And by the way, my friends, I have plans to continue developing this area, tidying it up, building the elytra bay at the very top. I think we're going to have some elevators in this space over here, although I was planning to have like a honey tap and honey dripping down. Maybe that'll go in that corner over there. Who knows what's going to happen, right? This base is a really exciting project. I hope you're enjoying it. Let me know what you think of it with a comment down below, because we're at the end of the episode. So leave a like on the video. Thank you ever so much, as always, for your support, and I'll see you soon in the next one. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.